Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we came across some very challenging words from Jesus, maybe more than was expected. And today I want to pick up that thread as we look at just one verse, Mark 8, verse 38, which Jesus says, "If anyone is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will be ashamed of him when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels." There's no getting around these words of Jesus. They may even seem extreme on some level, but Jesus doesn't allow us the luxury of simply sitting on the fence when it comes to a relationship with him. He doesn't allow us to simply acknowledge that he's a good man or a fine teacher. He expects more. And even to the point of being ashamed of us. If we're ashamed of him in this life, he says he will be ashamed of us in the next. And these words became very powerful for me during a particular season in my life. When I was a young man, I grew up in the surf culture of the Gold Coast. With other local lads, we had our local surf break. We would hang out together, we would surf together, spend time at the beach, and these guys would have parties. There'd be alcohol involved, they'd smoke a bit of pot, sometimes there would be girls involved, and it became apparent that I wasn't going to these parties. And these guys also started to notice that every Sunday I would disappear with my family for a couple of hours. And they hit me up one day and they said, "What's going on? Are you a Christian? Do you go to church?" And at the time, as a 15-year-old lad, I wasn't particularly strong in my faith. I wouldn't consider myself a good follower of Jesus, but I was faced with that decision. Am I ashamed of him or not? And I owned it. I owned my faith. I said, yeah, I believe in Jesus. I go to church. And their response was nothing short of ridicule, of mocking. They blasted me, basically. It wasn't a nice time as a young guy. But my question today is, what about you? Are you at a place of owning your faith in Jesus? Would the people in your life know that you have a relationship with him? Is there enough evidence in your life to suggest that he's in the driver's seat, particularly when it comes down to some opposition or some potential rejection from others? Or maybe you're just still not sure about the place of Jesus in your life. Remember that he is patient, he is kind, but he won't let us get away with just acknowledging that he's a good bloke. He wants more. He wants us to come back to that core question: who do you say that I am? Back in that time on the Gold Coast with those guys, even though they would ridicule me as a group, something began to happen, and that is that one-on-one, these guys would begin to open up to me. They would share with me issues in their life. They'd become vulnerable, perhaps because they saw that they could trust me. Perhaps they saw something in my life that was more than just surfing, more than just having a good time. I certainly wasn't a perfect example of what it looks like to follow Jesus, but as these guys began to share with me, I felt so honored and so blessed to be a part of their journey and a part of their story. And that's, I believe, what God would want from each of us as well. God bless you as you go.